ये तो हिच रहा है inside. Like when you have life like this, like it is so hard to explain for me because everything comes out from inside. Hey everyone, welcome to my queendom. This is Victoria Queen and I'm back again with another video. Well, it's been a while that I haven't posted any video because in some point I was a bit demotivated. But whenever I realized the journey that I have been through so far, it always encouraged me to not give up. You cannot give up. You have come so far. Like I cannot just imagine where I have started and where I am now. And also I was being busy with the life schedule or preparation for the pageant. Yes. Um, Recently, I am being shortlisted as Miss Trans Queen India 2022 finalist. So I'm going to be participating in the pageant, which is supposed to be held in the December, the first week of December. So this is the reason that I have been doing photo shoot if you have watched my recent videos. And that is what I have kept a secret that I told you that I will reveal it later. So I'm now telling you that I am a finalist of Miss Trans Queen India 2022 edition. So I am making this video today after a long time. Like it's been a long time now that I haven't made any video because I was not that motivated either. I didn't have any time to make any video. But this time I just got back from work. I was doing night shift and it is early morning now and I haven't slept yet. So before I sleep, I have decided to create this video for you all. And it is going to about my journey. I'm going to share my journey that I have been through. Um, well, some of you might not know the reason that I became this much confident to able to accept who really I am, even though I didn't have any support from my family, my friends, my even close friends told me like, you don't have the money, you are not that stable, how would you manage after you come out? Because everyone will be against after you come out as Victoria. But I didn't thought a single time about what I will do after I come out. What I had on my mind was I want to live my life as I want to. I need to be. It's not want, it's need. You cannot pretend your whole life being that way. You might have the idea, if you are a trans person, how sophistication that you feel being inside your body, being trapped inside your own body, that you have it as an appearance. I know that it's not your body, but still you are having that body that God has gifted you in that way. Still you feel so uncomfortable to being that way. To have that body is the most painful thing that you will ever experience. If you are not a trans woman or a trans man, you will not never know this pain. But as a trans person, I can truly feel the pain. I remember I started my coming out journey in 2020, sorry, while I was in lockdown. I remember I was stuck in my aunt's house and suddenly I saw an ad application for Miss Trans Global, which is a virtual beauty pageant, international beauty pageant for transgender person. It is an inclusive pageant. There's no specific criteria that you have to have a surgery or you have to be that super feminine or you have to be tall or you have to be well shaved. It was nothing like it was all about inclusion, inclusivity amongst the trans community, trans women's. And I applied. No, I don't know what makes me feel that way, but I didn't have any costume. I didn't have any money to buy a dress. I didn't have anything. I honestly telling you that. Um, I just applied for it. Even though I was stuck in lockdown at my aunt's house, I know that I only have the space of a one room. I was staying in their guest room, so I only have a one room of space that I can be open. Otherwise, I cannot be cross dressing outside of the room, isn't it? Because no one knows about my true self. No one will support me, obviously. And it was so depressing for me at the moment. Still, I applied for it. I made the introduction video. I did everything that the organization asked to prepare as a task, and I did it with my own guts, with my own um, skills, creativity. I remember that year I became creative enough to manage things accordingly how I need it. Even though this gown is being created by me and I haven't done any fashion designing, even I am super excited about clay modeling, making. I'm just being passionate about art creativity because I know that I cannot afford their creations, so I have to create it by myself, and that's what made me realize that pageant changed my life. Honestly, after I competed in the pageant, as I became the first ever Miss Trans Global India, I got the sash of that title as India's first representative at Miss Trans Global. And that title gave me that power, that magic that I have never even expected. I became so what it called so fearless that I came out in front of my aunt while I was staying in their house, and I was acting like that this is my house. They were saying you're very mannerless, you're very disrespectful for talking the elders in that loud voice because they were saying that you are not a woman. I was telling them that I want to do transition. I want to start transition, and because I consider myself as a woman, because I have enough of pretending life, I want to just express my true self. And they were like, "You are not a woman." They also told me stories like how they saw a guy who used to cross dress and suddenly he got married to a woman and have their child and he's normal now. In their cases, it's different. In our cases, it's different. That's what I told. They were not ready to even understand. My tears were coming out, and I was shouting at them that I am a woman. The way you're saying is not good. You cannot judge someone by someone else's experience. If they are doing that, that doesn't mean that I will be the same as they are. In their point, they were saying that this can be improved. Like if you're being feminine, you can be manly if you try hard to be manly. Like I was like, जैसे कि मैंने कभी किया ही नहीं ऐसे कोशिश किया ही नहीं. How who would like to be a victim of bullying? Would you like to be? would you like to be being teased by people? Like, come on, tease me, come on, bully me. Would you say that? Obviously, no. If somebody is bullying you or if somebody is teasing you, you would always try to be something that would avoid being as a victim of that thing, right? This is how my childhood has been. I have been trying to be manly, being trying to hide my expression inside of a silent mode pace and expression. I was used to be like this. I used to never overdone or anything, or I prefer to be in a silent mode without no movement, no words, nothing in front of in front of crowd of boys, a lot of men. I used to be that way because I know if I talk or I do a little movement, they will say, "Arey, ye to hijra hai." This is she. Sorry, he is a gay. He is a hijra. ऐसे गालियाँ बकते थे. This is what my childhood has been. Like I always try to be like a boy because I'm very afraid. I have the fear that I will be victim of the bullying because school life is the most horrible life of a trans person. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening because it's coming out from the inside. Like when you have life like this, like you don't even have a support from your own family. Even you don't have a. I'm so sorry. I was not able to talk because I was getting very emotional at at the middle of the point of the conversation. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me focus again. I was saying that it's very hard when you hear this or when you hear this as a story. It's nothing. Oh, this is she's very brave and all. This is something that you will feel. But the one who is telling the story, the pain that she or he has bear is something that you will never ever feel. The one who always experiences, the one who feel it. It is so hard to explain for me because everything comes out from inside. I'm so sorry for crying in front of the camera, but I think the whole concept of this video would be crying. It would be about tears because this is about my story, and my story is not a joyful story, obviously. I will cry by reminding my own story for sure, and also at the same time I would be more fearless and more confident and more courageous by listening and reminding myself about my own story, because what I have been through in life has always been the reason that I am here now. I am fighter now. I'm strong enough to fight about people's opinion and thought about me or the community. And I remember beauty pageant has been one of those factors that I have always decided to be positive and strong. Otherwise, if somebody else was in my place, that person would never survive till now. I can guarantee you. Because it's not about just being as a trans woman, because I struggled a lot since my childhood about my family, about financial living in poverty. You can imagine how hard it is growing up in a very uncivilized village where we had nothing. I remember playing with mud as a toy. I used to create my own toy by mud. and mud was soil, like pig used to bath nearby me, and from I used to sit nearby the pig. They were swimming and all in the mud, and I used to take some soil from it and used to make just use like a clay. I remember making things of household things, and I used to play by myself. House, what it called, gara gara, no? Making cylinder, making a cooker from mud. Like it was so like it used to make me very happy at the moment. And I remember my brother used to um, destroy all those creation, and I used to get always furious about that because it was the only friend that I had since my childhood. And so I'm so sorry for this. It might look like a drama, but I'm so sorry. It's coming out from my inside. I cannot. I'm not able to hold my tears. Okay, let's come into the point. I remember in 2020, I come out through that international beauty pageant, Miss Trans Global. I don't really hesitate to give a credit to that pageant. Miss Trans Global is an international beauty pageant, virtual beauty pageant. Yes, you don't need to travel all across the other country to the another side of the world. You have to be just in your own home, on your own hometown, and perform well, make a great presentation, give a great uh, manifesto, and give a great interview. It will help you to win the pageant, because that pageant doesn't look for your outer beauty. It's look for your how eloquent you are, how dedicated you are towards your beauty with a purpose project. I'm so sorry, I mean the manifesto, which is just like beauty with a purpose project, about um, anything that you believe to change in the society, or to educate in the society about the community. Something that is something that I did also, but I ended up as top 15. And of course, I didn't have a great presentation. I didn't have camera. I didn't have laptop to edit videos. Even right now, I'm shooting it from my own camera. But at the time, my phone was not that. The camera quality was very bad. At the point, it was, and my video used to get blurred because of too much edit. Because I used to edit and I used to send the video to them, and they also used to edit the video to make a great great video, a great show for everyone. You can still search on YouTube Miss Trans Global India 2020, and you'll see me. I know I had short hair, like this kind of cut up to here, like only this much. This side. This was this kind of hairstyle I had, and I remember that was my first beginning of my life as a Victoria. It is so sad. I have seen the reason I came out after the pageant is the contestant that I have, the sisters that I got from them all over the nation, as a country, sorry, world. I'm all stuck with countries and nation. All over the world. Mostly I have good friends with Miss Ghana, Bessa Golden, and she's now in Spain, so she's going to be Miss Spain. She's always supportive. Still, she's supporting me. I'm really grateful to have her as my friend, as my sister. And it is so grateful to have people around the world who truly support you, who truly believe in you that you can do much better in life and you can succeed your goals. And also, I have a lot of other friends over there. Um, the thing is, I realized something. I was like 17 years and a half, almost 18 years. So I saw that the contestants were some of them were 30 and above years old, and I felt very bad. You lived your life for 30 years and you are just started as you are just now. Imagine you have lived so many years, but you have just started your transformation or your journey as your true self just a few years back. Just imagine how long you have lived as you are. It is so unfair that you are born but you are still not living. You are living but not living your life. These years, I felt so unfair that at that point I thought I don't want to be like them, who'd come very late and miss out the years that we have lived. I don't want to live an unfair life. I need to fight for myself. That is, no matter what will happen, I will fight it for myself. And that's what happened. I started coming out with my siblings. Of course, they knew about my femininity. Um, Still, they used to ignore this fact that I'm a trans woman. Still, they're not really convinced, giving me convinced vibes that they are accepting me or not. But however, I'm being open to everyone that who I really am. And I remember when you stand, as I try to stand up, no one will support you. No one will stand with you. Even my best friend, I have two best friends only, and I don't have any friends other than that. They were not supportive physically because I know that the situation about them also. They are as same as me. Still, they were just worried about me, that where you will go, who, where you will have money, where how you will be stable is surviving if everyone disowns you after you come out. They were just concerned about, so they were not really happy with that decision that I made of coming out. Still they were happy inside, but the concern they were concerned about me. And I was pleased to have their advice, but at the point I was dedicated, I was determined that I will come out. No matter whatever it will take me to be, I would do that what I really want to do. I has been a person who never fear to take risks. I has been like um, light taking person. I never take situation very serious. I used to never like, but I nowadays I do take the situation um, serious according to uh, how it is. It's not like that I take every situation seriously, but what if it is needed to be, I take it. Unlike my friends who are always worried about it, and they are so proud of me now that I am so that I'm having this much of growth now. They cannot believe that how I started and how I am now, and they're so proud of me. And I told them that taking risk in a good way is always great. You will always reach to the goal that you want to. I honestly never had a plan. Actually, I just went with the flow. जहाँ जाएंगे पानी, there's the flow of water. Wherever it will go, I will go along with it, with the boat. No, I would prefer a ship because boat is quite tiny, right? I would better have a ship, bigger one, so where I could relax, fully sleep. No, actually, the journey is not relaxful. So it would be a tiny boat, obviously, where I would be sitting uncomfortably, but at the same time would be happy that I'm reaching toward my destination. Of course, it's my destiny. Um, I think this is what I need to share. I cannot share whole thing about my life right now. I want to share it honestly, but still that video is already too long. I know none of you are, some of might have already stopped watching this video. Still, I will be posting this without any edits. So the reason, the one of the factor that I have become so confident is this. This is my first crown that I won in a virtual pageant that gives me hope that I can be accepted, that I can do something. I cannot be hopeless anymore. This gives me the hopeful vibes, which I became hopeful eventually. And then I recently went on March, sorry, not playing it. Of March month, I went to Mumbai to compete in a LGBTQI plus beauty pageant. It was all inclusive, like it was an inclusion of trans women, trans men, lesbian, uh, androgynous. Sorry, yeah, I think it's androgynous, queer people, cross dresser. It was all um, included. It was categorized as Mr., Miss, and um, Miss Queen. Sorry, Mr. Queen. So Mr. Queen are for the androgynous, like those who are drag queens or gay people who are cross-dressing. They love cross-dressing, but still they are being a man. That's this category is for the, and by the God grace, I was in Miss category as I'm a woman. I'm a trans woman, of course, that's a fact. Um, I was in Miss category and I won the Saj first runner up, which is after the winner. Winner, first runner up. So I placed a second. It was my first physical pageant. Physically, I went to Mumbai and competed. I remember this achievement has boosted my confidence level. The self-love has increased to the peak. You cannot even imagine how I started to love myself. No matter what kind of situation now I will face, it will never give me that negative thoughts of ending up your own life, giving up to the life. Because one thing I know, this is a part of life, but it's your duty and responsibility to keep on fighting. You have only one life. And I just love this. And I have the sash also. See, you won't see the letter in a proper order. It would be like ulta pulta, upside down, how else it would be. Because I'm using the front camera, not the back camera. So I'm really happy for this. And I just love wearing the tiara. It's not a crown, it's a tiara. But next, I need a crown. This is so, and this was my finale gown. I wore this gown and I eventually won this tiara and the sash. Miss Rebel Pride of India, first runner-up. And this is the video. I really appreciated your time. Bye-bye.